Almost every relationship problem a woman has could have been fixed with these two things: waiting until marriage and marrying a man with the appropriate age gap.
Let that sink in. Imagine if all your problems could have been solved with just these two things.
Since we already talked about the importance of staying pure in our last video, we're going to focus on the age gap today.
Now, we know that doesn't exactly sound thrilling, but we promise you, this will be the best thing you can do with your life. Watch the rest of this video and we'll explain. We're the Sweet Soul Sisters. Welcome to our channel,
where we talk about freedom and purity.
If you'd like to see more of our content, please like and subscribe to our channel.
Today, we're going to talk about the benefits of marrying a man with the proper age gap.
Now, before we freak you out too much, let us just explain that we aren't saying you should marry a grandpa.
Our suggested age gap is 12 to 20 years. So if you marry young, say 18 to 23, you should marry a man who is in his early 30s, which is not old at all.
All the superheroes and male action heroes in every movie is in his mid-30s because he's in his prime. He's already made his purpose in life, and he knows who he is.
Think of Superman, Captain America, James Bond,
Rick Grimes,
Thomas Magnum. They are all in their 30s to 40s.
Now, I know this is a topic that some women won't want to discuss, so if you don't value purity, or if you've already made these mistakes in your life and you don't want to hear them being called out, you're free to watch this, but please know that you might be offended if you're sensitive about these things.
This is just non-apologetic, straight talk.
We're here to speak to the young girls who still have a chance to lead happy lives.
I'm Leia, I'm 15 years old.
And I'm Jazia, I'm 13 years old.
We're sisters, and we both share the mindset of staying virgins until marriage. Our goal is to live happy lives with good husbands, and the best way to achieve this is to remain virgins and to marry a man with the appropriate age gap.
We'll list some benefits of being with a man who is 12 to 20 years older than you. Number 1, he will always cherish you.
Women age faster than men do, so when women are 40, they look older than a man who is 40.
This happens because women have an eventual wall of age that they hit when men stop looking at them. This usually starts around the age 30.
But if you're younger than him, the wall won't matter.
He will always cherish you. Whether you're 20 and he's 35, or you're 45 and he's 60, you'll always seem like a prize to him, no matter how old you are, because he's still older and he'll be lucky to have you.
I know it sounds bad to you that a man will always want a younger woman, but they do. We can't tell men what they want. We have high standards for ourselves as well.
I mean, I can admit, I wouldn't want to marry anyone shorter than I am or someone who's obese or ugly.
So I think it's fair to let men like whatever they like. Honestly, as long as they aren't attracted to children and aren't forcing themselves on anyone, they can have whatever standards they want.
Just as women have standards, at the top of a man's list is for the woman to have youth. They may not admit this, but it's the truth.
Women have standards and no one tells them that they can't. But men have to hide their standards or pretend they don't have them, when all they ask for is youth, beauty, and purity.
So, when I tell you a man will cherish you when you're younger, I mean it.
Number 2, your man will already be established.
If you marry a man who's in his 30s, I would assume he already has a good job, and he knows exactly who he is, and he'll probably be ready to settle down.
No 18-year-old boy is ready to get married and have kids. He probably still works at Walmart or something and is trying to get out of his emo phase.
If I'm being honest, I'm attracted to young men, teenagers, but I know that when I'm ready to get married, I'll want to be with a man who's older than me.
And I think that's what we're going to be attracted to when we're ready.
Plus, if you marry a boy who's your own age or young, you don't know what kind of person he'll grow up to be. You don't even know if he'll make it in life.
I'd rather marry someone who's already crossed the finish line and won the game of life. I don't want to fix anyone. I don't want to mold anyone. I want to marry someone who's already the man they're meant to be.
Number 3, if he feels you're too good for him, he won't do anything that might jeopardize your relationship.
He'll treat you the best he can because he'll know he can't get any better than you. All because of one thing: your age.
Women have to take accountability. I know that it's not okay for men to cheat by any means, but he wouldn't have cheated with that other girl if he thought of his woman as a prize.
He would have said, you know what, I've already got a good thing going on here. I don't want to mess this up, so I'm just not going to make this mistake.
If he's just settling with you, how do you know he won't just leave the second he gets a better option?
Current Hollywood movies are not measured by how much money they make, but by how well they indoctrinate audiences into liberal ideologies.
They purposely expose children to sexual perversions.
Hollywood promotes racism towards white men, and they carefully weave communist divide and conquer tactics into their movies.
We at Rebellion Flix are taking a stand against this. We've made movies that are not racist towards anyone.
All I did was tell the school teachers to stop promoting sexual perversions to my son.
Our action and horror movies promote traditional American values.
This is a grassroots rebellion. Our website isn't going to compete with Netflix.
Admittedly, we make smaller indie films, but our movies explore the human condition, the importance of being free, and standing up against the government's tyrannical mandates.
Hi, are you vaccinated?
Oh, no, I'm not.
What are you doing so close to my son if you're not vaccinated?
If you want to see new movies that attack liberals in a way that no one else would dare,
And join the rebellion
at rebellionflix.com.
I wouldn't want to be with a man who will just leave me whenever we get into a stupid argument. Maybe it'll be the last straw for him. If I'm not a prize, he might just leave and find a younger wife. Why wouldn't he? I admit I'm going to have nights when I'm angry and get on his nerves, and he'll get on mine because we're human. But if all I am is just some old woman barking in his ear, he might leave and find a younger wife. So when I display my bad behavior, he knows he can't just leave because he can't get better than me.
That's why it's worth it.
The media makes the age gap look like a terrible, disgusting thing when really it isn't.
They make it seem like if you marry a man who's 20 years older than you, you're just a gold digger. And if a man has a young woman, he's manipulating her. When really, throughout history, those have been the best and longest lasting partnerships.
And yes, we realize that some people stay in long, happy marriages when they're with their high school sweethearts. And I think it's very lucky for them that it worked out, but I'd rather not play Russian roulette with my entire life. And we don't think you should either.
Girls base everything nowadays off of how cute the boys are. I know you don't want to be with someone who's ugly, but there's more to someone than just his looks.
Women waste their youth with a cute boy who's their own age, when eventually he'll get bored or the woman will get old. Since he will gain value with age and she will lose value with age, he can switch her out with a newer model. And now she's wasted all of her best years on him just because he was cute.
Generations ago, the proper age gap of 12 to 20 years wasn't a problem. We've just been conditioned to believe that it is now.
But in most old Audrey Hepburn movies, we saw her falling in love with the handsome 40-year-old man when she was like 20. And it didn't look weird at all.
Women have so many problems when it comes to relationships.
But it can all be fixed by staying a virgin and marrying a man with the appropriate age gap.
Think about it. Maybe the man cheats on you. Maybe he isn't ready for marriage.
Maybe he doesn't provide for you or he doesn't take you seriously.
But if you wait until marriage and marry a man with the appropriate age gap, he won't cheat, he will marry you, and he'll provide for you and your eventual family.
Be a prize, girls.
Every single movie that is produced by Hollywood must contain extreme left-wing liberal ideologies in order to be greenlit and funded. Most people outside the business aren't even aware of this reality. Conservatives are forced to endure movies and shows that go against their beliefs and values. Hollywood propagates sexual perversions to children. They subliminally advocate racism towards whites and promote hateful anti-Christian morals. The solution is to fight fire with fire. RebellionFlix.com is a mini Netflix-style platform that features movies which promote American values and attack liberal hypocrisies.
Check out RebellionFlix.com, where you can also watch eye-opening movies that fight against left-wing political agendas and show good conservative morals.
The link is in the description down below.
If you enjoy this type of content, we'd really appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe.
So, now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Live long and prosper.